Hi class, I'm going to work a few homework problems from section 3.3. This is problem solving with percents. I definitely want you to use your calculator during this section. The first question asks to convert this fraction to a percent. The easiest way to do that is to divide. That would be 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. 1.25 is not a percent. That's the decimal version of this fraction. To find the percent, you need to now multiply by 100 because percents are out of 100. Once you multiply the decimal by 100, or you can move the decimal 2 spaces to the right, you have the percent 125. Next question says complete the table showing the equivalent forms of the percent. The only information we have right now is that parts of 100 is 67. So you know percent is out of 100. If we have 67 out of a total of 100, let's say we have 67 people taking our math class out of a possible 100 students, that would be 67%. Now convert that percent to a decimal. We could do that by simply typing in 67 divided by 100, and that's 0.67. And then a fraction, I've actually already written the fraction down at the bottom of the screen, would be 67 over 100. And we'll leave it as that fraction. If it was a fraction you could simplify, I would want you to simplify it first before you type in the answer. But that's it for this question. Okay, next, I'm going to talk to you again about the percent equation. This was introduced to you in class, or you've seen a few videos about this already. The percent equation is A equals P times B, where A is part of the whole, B is the whole, okay, and P is the percent. So for example, in our previous question where I said 67 people are taking our class out of 100, the part would be 67, the whole would be 100. And so we're going to use this equation to help answer questions such as this. What number is 70% of 110? The of part is your total, is your whole. Okay, so we're working with 110 people, and we want to know what 70% of that will be. So we're going to say A equals, and when we multiply by percents, you need to multiply by the decimal version of that percent. So we'll multiply 0.70 times 110 and go ahead and type that into your calculator is 77. There's another way to look at solving problems like this. You can actually set up a proportion. This proportion is not in your textbook, but I wanted to just show it to you anyway. I've showed this to you in class, so I thought I would just show it to you on this homework video as well. You can fill in this proportion, part over whole equals percent over 100, and then cross multiply. And some key words that are always found in these problems, the word part is near the word is. What number is, that's talking about your part number. Whole is always near the word of. Okay, so this problem, what number is 70%, that's your percent, of the whole 110. And so let me just show you how this problem would work. If we do part over whole equals percent over 100, we don't know the part, so what number is, that's the main question, so I'm going to fill it in with an X, over 110 equals, this time put 70 without converting it to a decimal, 70 over 100, and then cross multiply to get 100x equals 7,700. Divide both sides by 100, and you're going to get the same answer, x equals 77. It's just a different way to solve the problem. It doesn't matter to me which way you prefer. Just pick a way and stick with it. Okay, here's another example to try. It says 558 is 450 of what number? Okay, so do you see the way we read this, that 558, that is part of a number. We're looking for that number. It said of what number? And so A will be 558. P will change 450% to the decimal 4.5, and B is our whole, which that's what's unknown right now. That percent equation is A equals P times B. So now we'll just plug in our values. 558 equals 4.5 B. Now solve for B. Divide both sides by 4.5 to get B equals 124. I want you to think about this answer. Do you see that our whole number is much smaller than our part? And it's because, go back up and look at the percent. It says 558 is 450% of what number? And so what this is saying is that the number 558 is 4.5 times bigger than the number 124. And so 124 is your final answer. So next, let's talk about markup and discounts. I actually took a screenshot of your textbook and included it into this video to kind of help you out. But again, we've already talked about this in class. I'm just providing you an extra example as you do your homework. Okay, so you know the things that we buy in the store, that is the selling price. But that's not the price that the store bought it from the company who made it. So there's a cost that's usually much smaller than the actual selling price. And so that's called a markup. Companies mark things up so that they can get a profit. And so this question is asking us to find the amount of money this item was marked up, and then what percentage is that markup. The first thing we're going to solve is just how much was the item marked up. And that one's pretty easy. We're going to take the selling price of $49.32 and we're just going to subtract what that company bought it for. And so go ahead and use your calculator. 49.32 minus 25.33 is $23.99. So you would type in under the markup box $23.99. Now we're going to find the markup rate, and we're going to follow this second formula that I just circled in green. If we know the markup is $23.99 equals, we don't know the markup rate, so we'll call that an X, but we do know the cost was $25.33. To solve for X, we'll divide 25.33 to both sides. X equals, now that's the rate in form of a decimal. Okay, I think this gets tricky because you think you're done, you want to type in that answer, you submit it, and it's wrong. The markup rate is taking the decimal and converting it to a percent. And so we can take that decimal and multiply it by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the right. The markup rate for this question is 94.7%. Okay, so just the opposite of a markup is a discount, and that's what I like. I like getting things on a deal. And it's going to ask us similar questions. We're going to find the discount. So we have the original price, and then we have the sale price. And so the discount amount is just a simple subtraction problem. We'll take the original price of $55.99, subtract $45.99, and that's $10. So we'll go ahead and enter that in for the discount. And then we'll follow a similar formula to find the discount rate, just like we did the markup rate. It's up here in blue. Discount is $10. We don't know the rate, but the original price was $55.99. Now divide both sides by 55.99. X equals 0.1786. Remember, that's the decimal version. To convert it to a percent, either multiply it by 100 or move the decimal 2 places. Now this does give instructions that it round the discount rate to 1 decimal. Okay, I'm going to move it down here to the bottom of the screen. So if we have 0.1786, move the decimal twice, that would be 17.86. Now if we round it to 1 decimal place, that would be 17.9%. They already have the percent sign, so just type in the actual percent and not the percentage symbol. That is all for this video. Please stay in touch. Let me know if you have any questions about this homework assignment.